Just to paraphrase what I wrote in my book, you know, the hazards of the tasks involved in maintenance means some people will eventually get hurt. It's up to you to practice safety, and Kung Fu maintenance is not to be held responsible for anyone thinking to practice Kung Fu maintenance. You know, your life is your own, and your choices follow you. Choose wisdom and choose life. Keep your blood inside you and decease outside you by practicing safety. This has been my KFM disclaimer. Let's go fix some stuff. As always, don't touch anything so you know exactly what you're doing.
It's got an overheated compressor on an air conditioner, and I pulled the disconnect already. Going to discharge it just to make it a little safer to work in there. The capacitor holds a charge even after the power is disconnected. But I noticed this one was leaking, and when I pulled the cap off, it was leaking pretty good. You hear it hissing there, and what I've got is a Schrader valve core removal tool. Now sometimes the caps, if they get over tightened on, they can mushroom the end of where the Schrader valve comes out, and that can make it tricky to get the Schrader valve out. But this tool allows us to take it out with the charge still held in the unit. This way we don't have to pull a vacuum. So this is a nicer tool in that it's got a ball valve on it to shut it off. So it's a little bit faster than you've probably seen me use a compression one in a couple other units. Just going to wear some gloves to prevent frostbite. These disposable gloves work really good because they don't absorb refrigerant into the glove. If you have a soft glove, it's kind of more dangerous in that it can put the refrigerant right into the glove, absorb it, and then you can't take the glove off and it's freezing your hands. Not what you want. But these, I've had some people criticize me for using these disposable gloves. They go, those are food service gloves. I go, well, they work for what I'm doing. And if you don't believe me, you could check my video where I had one of these valves blow out, and I would have lost all the charge, but because I had the gloves on, I was able to put this tool on there and recover my refrigerant. Anyway, we're going to insert the plunger all the way in and then turn our old Schrader valve out. Now you have to maintain some pressure, turn it out. A lot of it's feeling for it to turn out. And there it is. Kind of heard the little clicking. So now hopefully we're going to pull it out and it's going to be on the end of our paddle. So I'm going to pull it and shut off our refrigerant flow, and we can take off the back, and hopefully our Schrader valve will be right there. And it did not come, so they can be stubborn, and sometimes have to do a little de minimis release and shoot it out the back. Anyway, I almost feel like I heard it, but and again, what's tricky is if that Schrader end was munched at all by an over tightened cap, it can keep that little Schrader valve from coming out. Okay, did not come out, so I'm just going to try to open it for a brief second and blast it out. Sorry about that. And you can't always see it, especially when it happened that fast. I may be able to slow down the film, and hopefully our Schrader valve came flying out of there. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to put our Schrader core on the end of our deal, and boy, it becomes a judgment call at this point whether to just put the Schrader valve in. It looks like someone turned off the AC inside. Great. That ever happened to you? I'm sure it has, a lot of you guys. Alright, so gonna have to head back down and turn the unit back on and make sure that we're able to charge the unit on. If they turned it off and then leave, we won't be able to get in there. I'll reopen the line here. And I don't feel the Schrader valve in there, so I'm pretty sure we shot it out. Now, looking around here at all, I don't really see the valve, but again, as hard as that thing shot out of there, it could be anywhere. So I'm going to take our deal back off. And I'm going to hope that I can insert the new one. Again, just putting it on the end of the deal, end of our plunger. Put it in, screw it on, we'll open the valve up, and now we're ready to, oops, pinch my glove. Alright, and now we're ready to drive it in, and then tighten it in. And it takes a bit of pressure on the back, and then just twist it in. And this is going to give us an indication of whether our other valve came out or not. I think it did. Okay, with your new Schrader valve, you only want to tighten it down to 5 pounds of pressure, 5 pounds of torque. They do sell special tools that'll do it for you to an exact 5 pounds. Anyway, I'm going to pull my deal off, we're going to unscrew our valve, and we're going to hope that we got it. But anyway, again, you got 5 pounds, that's not very much. You could just finger tighten it, and you don't want to really crank it down or anything. And now it's a good idea to wear safety glasses and be prepared that it may just blast out if we didn't get the valve in there. I'm pretty sure I got it in, but you never really know. So it's the moment of testing, which is now, so you kind of got to brace yourself against whatever, because it could be whatever. So here goes. I'll wait till the police helicopter finishes flying by. It just flew by. Here goes. All right, now we're good. So our new Schrader valve is in and no leaks. So there we go. Now, like I said, I'll have to review the film. Maybe I can slow it down and we can see that Schrader valve that went flying. I don't have to really slow it down because they come just shooting out of there. Okay, so now I'll check my high side and see that one doesn't have any leaks. So we're okay there. Now ready to charge the unit. It's had some ice on it for a while. Should have cooled it down good by now, and we should be ready to run and charge the unit. You can see all set. Repaired our leak and we're good to go. So we went inside to turn the unit on, and what happened is it's got a programmable thermostat, and unless you push the hold button, it doesn't keep it at temperature. After 20 minutes, it reverts back to whatever the set temperature was. So that's what happened on this one. So I went back in, lowered it down, and turned it back on, but our compressor is still overheated and not starting, so I'm going to change the hard start kit and the capacitor and go from there. On this one, the compressor lead actually came off. You see the yellow one completely gone, and it started to burn into the common. The yellow is your start wire. So I'll pull that off and run a new one. We'll be all set. Yeah, so there's a few things that can cause the compressor to overheat, and one of them is definitely the start wire being disconnected. Without that start wire, the compressor will sit there and hums trying to start, but the start wire gives it the initial start that it needs to get going. And again, without that, the compressor will sit there and try to start, but it just won't make it. Other things that can cause the compressor to overheat are low freon, or too much freon, or a central fan motor that quit, or an indoor fan blower that quit would cause the unit to ice up, the evaporator core will ice up, and then eventually compressor overheat due to low airflow. Other forms of low airflow, such as air filter, all these things can cause the compressor to and then there's some more. But this one was a low freon level and burned yellow start wire, so not too big a deal.
get it going. Here's some old footage of another Schrader valve that was that blasted out, and you could actually see it. This particular one even slowed down. You could see the Schrader valve. Fortunately, it's add the new one. You know, you just want to set these to about 5 pounds of pressure, and then you're good to go. So, thanks for watching Country Maintenance. Over and out.